Hi, Chris. I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Hi, Harold. How are you doing? I'm fine. Thank you very much. I just
Okay,
finished
great,
the other
great.
interview, so
So,
I'm
okay,
ready
my
for
name
you
is
now.
Hillel from Metal Temple Magazine, calling you from Israel. Okay, so Gravedigger's 19th album, Healed by Metal, is coming out January 13th, 2017. What can you tell me about it? Like the material, the songs, the heaviness, the feeling.
The heaviness is quite good. It's a very pure classic heavy metal album in
Uh-huh.
the best veins of Gravedigger.
Uh-huh.
And I think the title says it all.
Mm-hmm.
Healed by Metal is when I grew up. I started with 12 years to listen to heavy metal and hard rock,
Uh-huh.
and metal brought me to different times in my life, and it always stand by my side and never let me down.
Uh-huh.
And,
Yeah.
sometimes you can see, or you can. I could imagine that people heal my wounds. When I had a bad experience with a girlfriend or something like that, or a trouble with the parents,
Uh-huh.
they want to cut my hair and they punish me.
Yeah.
And then I was in my youth room and listened to Kiss or Judas Priest, and yeah, and then I got a better mood. So I was healed by metal by myself.
Definitely,
But the funny
definitely.
story behind that is 2 years ago, we played a big festival in Moscow in the Gorky Park. It's a big amphitheater,
Uh-huh.
and besides this venue, in the park is a big hospital, and there were played 10 bands on this festival, and
Mm-hmm.
it was a couple of hours of loud, brutal music. And at the end of this festival, I sat beside the stage, and I talked to my stage manager and said, "Hey, Richard, can you believe? Could you believe that all the people are here in the hospital are now more or less dead because they listen to heavy metal now than 10 hours in a brutal loudness and everything?" And he looked at me and said, "Hey, Chris, you have to see it this way. All these people are healed by metal now."
Wow, that's beautiful. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
and I liked the story, and I liked it. And at first, I had this. After that, I had directly this line in my head, "Healed by metal," and then we wrote a song, and later we said, "Okay, this song," and the title means all in our music, in our life, and
Uh-huh.
that's cool. We call it "Healed by Metal." That's the story behind that.
Okay, so what inspired the new material itself? Like, how did that inspiration come forward while writing the songs?
The inspiration is very simple because the inspiration is our belief in heavy metal. On the other side, when we compose the songs all together. That is, we did it this time. This last time we did it was in 1996 with Tunes of War,
Mm-hmm.
and this time we met each other in a rehearsal room, and we were there 7 days and wrote the album.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
before we start to writing any note together, we sat down and said, "Hey, what is Gravedigger's music? What is the essence of Gravedigger's heavy metal music?"
Uh-huh.
And we said, "Okay, it's a good guitar riff and a good chorus. That's all."
Uh-huh.
And we followed that direction in the complete album, and I think you can listen to that.
Okay. Okay, so I've seen the video itself as well, obviously, for Healed by Metal, and it's a lot of fun. It's very, well, hard rock and heavy metal, as you said. So what was that like work on production and on the video itself, being on set?
It was fucking cold, man,
Okay.
because we don't live in Israel. We are living in the middle of Germany,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was the end of October,
Uh-huh.
and it was 4 degrees in the night, 4 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And Stefan was sitting there only with a shirt and beating his drums, and it was in the deepness of a wood, and it was really fucking cold. And but I like the stories. I like the girls playing there, and
Uh-huh.
it's absolutely metal. And I
Yeah.
think this video is it's in the best veins of 80s metal videos, and
Uh-huh.
it has a very good output, and yeah, I like it a lot.
Hmm. Yeah, a very 80s vibe. I felt that too. I thought so. Okay, so tell me a bit about the work in the studio. Like, is it still exciting each time you enter the studio to record another album?
No.
No, is it not? Does it get old? Is it like,
No, it's
routine and, you know?
no. To be in the studio it's not exciting because
Uh-huh.
when we finish the songwriting, we we start put all the songs together in a pre-production.
Uh-huh.
And normally this pre-production you can listen to like an album.
Uh-huh.
So we are 150% prepared when we enter the studio, and we only record what we did before, on the pre-production.
Uh-huh. So is it
And
not fun because it's so technical for you, or because it's so precise, or?
the excitement is there, but it's work,
Uh-huh. Oh, uh-huh.
The complete album was sung in 3 days
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
because of the preparation. I have my own studio. Everybody has his own studio at home, and everybody's preparing it 150% when we open the door to the studio, and then we put on the tape, and then tack, 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 tack. It's like work.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay.
So everything is finished then
I see.
before we go into the studio.
Okay, I did hear the promo for the entire album for Healed by Metal. I got a chance to run through it quickly through Gravedigger, through your label, obviously, Napalm Records. And,
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, and I actually thought the guitars have somewhat of a special sound, like gritty or dirty, but still very heavy and significantly modern, I thought. So is that like a realistic observation? And how would you describe the general sound and tone of the album?
I think if you listen to all Gravedigger records, you can find nearly the same guitar sound. It never changed completely, And I have my own suggestions how the guitar of Gravedigger has to sound. And with every guitar player who joined the band, I sat down at first, and then we start working on the guitar sound. And when I say it's ready, then it's ready,
Yeah, you just feel it.
I feel it. If the guitar sound is Gravedigger, I feel it, and that is good. And Axel is following that 100%.
Okay. So you're heading on the Healed by Metal tour this January with Mystic Prophecy and Victorious opening the evenings. So is it still exciting hitting the road after all these years? And how well would you say the new material is for live audience, for Gravedigger's audience?
I think the new material fits very well. I think we play 3 or 4 new tracks from the new album.
Okay.
And I think the biggest gift as a musician is if you have the possibility to go on tour and present the people outside your work. That is the biggest gift you can get, And for us, it's very exciting because that is a direct line, the direct contact. If people buy your record, they can put it some critics on Facebook, but 90% of the fans don't write critics on Facebook,
Yeah,
So
definitely.
we can meet them in the shows, and we can talk to them, and we see the reaction when we play the new songs. And that is what we need. We need the exchange with the bands in the concerts.
Okay, and how is working with Napalm Records, and what can you say about the work environment itself within the metal industry these days? Like, what's it like being an artist within that market, that industry, that big thing?
Yeah, I'm now 36 years in the business, so I know it very well. So the only thing I discuss with Snapon, there are a couple of things, and they trust me, I trust them. They make their work, I make my work, and that is a really good cooperation. Everybody knows how it has to be, and there is a good contact. And we work really fast together because we are used to that, and we discuss some things, but it's a very quick and fast work together. So they are really good.
Yeah, okay. Chris, what would you say is your weirdest or funniest memory of an experience or whatever that happened on tour?
Happened on tour?
Uh-huh.
It was in 1985. We played a big show in the Netherlands, and we were totally drunken. and our guitar player Peter Messen fall from the stage into a 2 meter deep row there,
Okay.
and it was funny, and he couldn't came up, and the show was over after that.
Oh
It
my.
was during the song Witch Hunter.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So, what would you say would be best to do while listening to the new album itself? Like, I don't know, cleaning, having sex, drinking with buddies, driving.
You can listen every day. You can listen to it if you go to sleep.
Uh-huh.
You can listen to it if you drink a coffee or if you drink a beer or you're riding on your girl,
Okay.
And you can say, "Hey, girl, I heal you with my metal stick" or something like that,
Definitely. You're like, hey, Sarah, let's play on some Gravedigger. She's like, yeah, definitely. Okay, so
Yeah, it's for every minute you can listen to. It's classical, definitely.
Okay. So for every stage of the day. Okay.
Definitely.
So I love the artwork for the cover and the inner photos for the album itself. Also, they're very cool. What can you tell me about it? Who came up with the ideas and how?
I have all these cover ideas. They are basing on my concepts, and I talked to my friend in Hungary. He's a great artist, and we work it out. And then he came up with some drafts, and and it's nearly the same like to create the album, the music, and to work on the covers. On the other side, it's the same process, like working on the music, and it's coming up softly, and it takes some time, and we're working on details and everything, and I want to have the girl also in the photos, and then we got this model from the Ukraine.
Okay.
She worked really professionally, and I like the photos very much.
Okay. So Gravedigger, Chris, Gravedigger is a band that maintains like a certain reputation for being consistently good and releasing strong material. And what would you say is the formula or spirit that is behind Gravedigger? And what would you also say that makes Gravedigger unique?
What Gravedigger makes unique is the sound and the voice and the songs. I think if you put 20 CDs in a record player, you can listen definitely which CD is Gravedigger, And I think one thing is my voice. That is, yes, some people hate it, some people love it, but there's nearly nothing in the middle. And that makes me happy because I like if people hate me or love me,
Okay.
Well, to be honest, on the other side, pardon?
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm just, to be honest, I never heard anyone say, "Oh, Chris from Gravedigger." Yeah, no, that's bad vocals on Grave. Like never. It's just one of those bands, You never hear that. Never that bad criticism.
And the other thing is that we doing the music by ourselves, what we love, what we grow up with, And I'm a metal fan since 43 years, and I can't do anything different, And that is, I have a great creativity, and I love to create music, and I love to create metal music. And that's my passion, and that's my life, and that is the driving force behind my work.
Okay, cool. Okay, so Chris, I'm not sure if this is true, but I've heard you have an academic background in history. So I'm just curious to know, how was that curiosity to history born? Like, tell us a bit.
No, that is it's wrong. I have a academic title in social work, not in historical.
Oh, really?
That was Tommy Gott. He's a bass player from Tunes of War.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. So how did you get to being involved with that, with social work?
Yeah, it was in '87 I started to make these studies because Gravedigger was more or less lost in space after the Digger album.
Yeah.
And I used the time to make some, something with fans,
With fans, yeah.
I made this education to the social worker, and after that I started again with music. But all this time I made music, but not professionally, and we started with Gravedigger again in '91. Yes.
Yeah, in '91. Okay, so tell me, Chris, what did you think of the new Metallica album?
I never heard it.
Really? You haven't?
I stopped listening to Metallica after the second album.
Okay, really? The second? Wow, you left them quite early.
Yeah, I like the first two ones, and then I don't know what. Then I stopped listening to Metallica. But
Okay.
by my roots are more really I love to the old Rainbow stuff, the Purple, Black Sabbath, Led
Uh-huh.
Zeppelin. That is my life.
Uh-huh.
That is my. I like also the old Judas Priest albums and Iron Maiden till Peace of Mind and
Uh-huh.
my. I live with my music more in the 70s and in the 80s.
Uh-huh. I see. Okay, and who would you prefer having a beer with? Rob Halford or Bruce Dickinson? If you'd have the choice.
I think with Rob.
With Rob, really?
Yeah, he was. I was much more impressed by
Uh-huh.
him from the beginning. The first album I got from Judas Priest was Unleashed in the East,
Uh-huh.
and when I heard the first track in a record shop, it was on vinyl. I read this name somewhere in a paper, a newspaper, and said Judas Priest. Wow, what a cool name! And then I walked to the
Uh-huh.
record store and listened on vinyl, and it was Unleashed in the East, and I was excited. And I said, "Wow, what is this? This is fucking metal!" And
Definitely.
I saw them so often in the 80s
Uh-huh.
till after I stopped watching them after Painkiller
Uh-huh.
when Halford left the band, and with a new lineup it's okay, but
Mm-hmm.
I think the magic is gone.
You didn't like Tim the Ripper era?
I like the old ones, so
Uh-huh.
I also stopped listening to Van Halen when Sammy Hagar joined the band.
Really? Really? When he joined?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I never saw them live. I saw them with David Lee Roth in the 70s, the end of the 70s and beginning of the 80s, so often.
Uh-huh.
But when Hagar joined the band, I stopped listening to Van Halen.
Uh-huh. And what modern music do you listen to these days? Like, do you even listen to modern music?
Sometimes I listen to I want to listen to for interest, you know.
Uh-huh.
What I think is okay is Disturbed,
Uh-huh.
Alter Bridge, this kind of music. It's okay.
Uh-huh.
I can listen to 2 or 3 songs and then I get boring and then I start listening to an old Led Zeppelin album again.
Really? And are there any albums you're looking forward to about to be released 2017?
Not really. I heard there's a new Deep Purple album in the pipeline, but when my old heroes start I accept that they're all doing records. That's completely. But what I'm missing is this energy and
Uh-huh.
this is this punch.
Uh-huh.
I think Gravedigger is one band. We made not all good albums, but I think with the last two, and now with He by Metal, and also with Return of the Reaper, and also perhaps our Exhumation, we gave the people really some fucking kicking ass, and
Yeah,
that
you
is what
do.
I'm missing from the last Priest album or from the last Maiden album.
You didn't like the
So-
last Maiden album?
No, I don't like because
Really?
there are so many long songs, and
Uh-huh.
then I listen to the old ones again.
I see. Okay. You're like a classics kind of guy.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely. Okay, so tell me do you watch Game of Thrones or Westworld? And if you do, which one do you prefer?
No, the only serial thing I saw was Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay. And you liked it?
I love it.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I love it. I started last 2 years ago. We played this 70,000 tons of metal. And on the flight to Miami, I started watching the first 3 episodes, and then I was totally fixed from them. And then I, within 1.5 months, I watched all the 64, 68 episodes. But then I stopped because I don't have so much time to watch this stuff.
Okay. Okay, for my last 2 questions, Chris. What's going on in Germany these days? How are responses to what's going on globally and internally, like Donald Trump, the refugee crisis or not crisis? Brexit, Merkel, whatever. Stuff like that. Uh-huh.
The world is going mad. That
Is it?
Yeah, definitely. And you have all these terrorist attacks in the world from ISIS and all that, other companies, and I think everybody who can't respect each other, they should listen to Free Forever, because freedom is the greatest gift you can get. It's not money, it's not fame or anything else. Freedom is the thing. And there are so many people living in the world without freedom. And it's a shame, because we are living in modern times. And it's a shame that people get pressure like in Syria or somewhere else. That is, for me, it's unbelievable. And the purest people are the children. And that is something I can't understand and I will never expect.
I see.
Except.
And Chris, what do you think of Israel these days? Would you perform here?
Yeah, I was there last year with I was special guest with Desert.
Oh, yeah, with Desert. Okay.
They made an album release party. I was there with Ralph from Primefear. And if you have the chance, we play. Israel is a great country. I love Tel Aviv. I love Jerusalem.
Yeah.
The ancient city. It's one of the best places I ever been.
Okay.
And I like the girls.
You like the girls, obviously. We have the most beautiful girls in the world.
Definitely.
Okay, Chris, thank you so much for your time. I'd like to congratulate you on your 19th album, Healed by Metal. It sounds fucking awesome. I loved it. And thank you so much. Can't wait to see you here in Israel.
Okay, thank you, my friend. Have a nice day, yeah?
Thank you. Yeah, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.